Y'all, the Braxton sisterhood is gone. I hate it. I feel so bad. It's gone. It's done. It's unrepairable, I feel. Maybe not, but I just don't know. A lot of people are calling for the Braxtons to be canceled. I don't know. I just don't know. They've reached the all-time low with the sisterhood. But I mean, it's real. I can say that. We want reality television. We got it because they have been strategic in showing us what they want to show us, in particular Tony. All we ever see from Tony is her rehearsal and Lupus. Lupus, her rehearsal. Lupus, her rehearsal. What happened to Birdman? Did you think we forgot about that, Tony? What happened to that storyline? What's going on with the kids? What's going on with other stuff in your life? But always just show, Tony get the good edit because she's Tony. So always she's at rehearsal, she's busy. She's at rehearsal, she's busy. She can't be there for her sister, she's busy. The Lupus, the bit. So now Tony done got dragged into some stuff. What Tony done got dragged into was that Tawanda allegedly, she did. Tawanda spilled the beans on the show that allegedly Tamar slept with one or a few of her men. Allegedly. Now, I don't know who this could be. A lot of people are saying Birdman. A lot of people are saying Carrie, her baby daddy and ex-husband. A lot of people, and I heard some people say, shouts out to James Caldwell, Spill It Boy TV. He mentioned Shamar Moore. I didn't know that Tony was with Shamar Moore at one time. And she was also dating a football player at one point. Men are men. I'm not saying that any of these guys would go between sisters, but I mean, it happens, sadly. But this is definitely, James was saying that this is something in the realm of something that an athlete would do. And I can actually agree with that. Child, we know. Like, come on now. Come on now. It don't matter. Oh, your sister in the room? Oh, okay. I mean, because Tamar shot back at Tawanda was saying that no, he told me she what she say? He told me that he slept with Tawanda. Child, it just got real deep and dangerous. Tamar throwing allegations out there about that she been sending checks to Tawanda's house. She put a down payment on the house. Now I thought that Tawanda stayed with Sean. That's why she's so much in love with Sean, because that's Sean's house that she and the kids moved into. And that Sean paid the majority of the bills. That's what I thought. So, Tamar, did you make a down payment on that house? On Sean's house that Tawanda and the kids moved into? I just don't know. It's a mess. But it's been said many times that allegedly Tawanda be robbing the girls' pocketbooks. Allegedly. They say she been taking Miss E's Social Security checks. They say she drained every dime out of Tony. And sadly, Tony probably got a tour for the rest of her life. Not just because she loved music and she loved her fans, but because she got to keep paying the bills. Because they say Tony been taking care of the whole family. Tony been taking care of Miss E. Tony been taking care of everything. Tony is the Braxton. They gonna forever be in debt to Tony. Living legend. So, I mean, it's just a mess. It's a sisterhood. Let's get into it. Vaughn has a heart valve issue where his body develops fluid. And he didn't know, I guess he didn't know. He kind of knew about it, but he didn't know how bad it was. He told Trina. Trina was off in Tulsa. Is it Tulsa? She was off in Mexico with Tawanda for her bachelorette party. And Trina came rushing home. But he said at the doctor, they took 30 pounds of fluid off of him. And they told him it's mandatory that you lose weight or else. And so Trina went through this whole cleanse of the refrigerator and the cabinets and the pantry. And she got rid of all the stuff. I love gelato. She pulled out some gelato. I love gelato. But she pulled out some stuff, and then it was funny because he asked about some Girl Scout cookies that was there. And she said, oh, I went to the grocery store, child. I found them. I didn't mean to pick them up. But, I hollered. So, hopefully Vaughn is better with his health. That's serious. And I actually got emotional watching that. It's tough for men. A lot of men, especially black men, they don't like to go to the doctor, do they? Why we don't like to go to the doctor? I'm at the doctor if I got a paper cut. I don't want to get it infected. I have to go. I'm at the doctor if I got a paper cut. Hell. Any way to get out of work? So, yeah. But we praying for Vaughn and Trina and hope and on their weight loss journey, and it's a forever life thing. Lord knows I know. It's anyway. Miss E, this is a health episode. Miss E, child, she went to the doctor. They didn't find out that she had to have surgery until Logan told her. Logan told Tamar, oh, let's pray for Miss E, my mom, what they all call her, the grandchildren, because she get ready to go into surgery. Miss E say she wants y'all out her bids, and she have to tell y'all. Miss E thought that she was having a less invasive, a less serious evaluation, whatever, at the doctor, and she didn't think it was a big deal. That's why she didn't tell her children. I'm glad that Tamar sees about her mama and that Tamar stays with her mama, because Miss E needs somebody with her because she already forgetting stuff. And it's tough. I can relate. My mom is in her 70s. I think Miss E is in her 70s, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's she has better years behind her than forward, and it's best that Miss E has somebody with her. She's walking around, thankfully. She's still in her right state of mind, but yeah, she's in her 70s, so she definitely needs a caretaker. And so I'm glad that Tamar sees about her mom and does that when the other sisters or brother can't be there. What else is going on? Tawanda was trying on these ugly wedding dresses. Now, Tawanda has gotten married in real life. The dress was absolutely beautiful. Once it was complete, the purple, I liked it. I still would have liked purple and white. I mean, none of us are virgins at this point, but I would have still enjoyed. I think white should just always be incorporated in a wedding in some capacity. Whether it's white and purple, white and gold, white and red, whatever. I just feel like white should just be there because white just screams wedding to me. But whatever. Tawanda looked great. Sean looked great. It was a beautiful wedding. Logan showed up, Tamar's son, but Tamar did not. And I guess we're going to see why Tamar wasn't at the wedding. It's really sad, the sisterhood, I tell you. Tamar, she went on the Outlaws T.S. Madison show. Shouts out to Maddie. She recently had a birthday. Shouts out to T.S. Madison. She has an amazing show on iHeart called The Outlaws, and Tamar was a guest. I watched the entire thing on YouTube. But anyway, she talked about Madison. She asked Tamar about the cease and desist, and Tamar said, well, I can't talk about it as it pertains to my niece because I got sent the cease and desist by my sisters. Why is nobody bringing up the fact that Mikey could have sent out the cease and desist? Ashley, on her YouTube channel, the niece, she mentioned that her dad sent her cease and desist. So is that the same thing? So I wonder if Mikey sent the same thing to Tamar. Or how does the cease and desist work? Any lawyers in the building, how does that work? Does it have to be separate cease and desist? Or can it just be one main cease and desist and you send it out to everybody that you want to cease? How does that work? So I don't know. So I was like, why ain't nobody bringing up Mikey? They probably can't mention him on the show. I don't know. But Mikey got some mess with him. Let me tell you. He stays quiet for a reason, that brother. So I talked about that. One interesting thing was Madison brought up Craig, the writer Stewart, which is her co-host on FAG Talk on YouTube. They're hilarious. I love them together. I've been watching Craig for a while. But Craig and Tamar, months ago, they got into a little spat at one of Madison's shows. Tamar doesn't like critiques of her performance on Braxton Family Values or just her persona on television. And Madison mentioned that Craig said that this family just likes drama. She got so offensive by that. That's crazy offensive. That's what she said. You need to watch what you say about people that's healing. Tamar, we're all healing, girl. Child, please. You go out here and say something and do something and then apologize for it the next week and say you're in therapy and then you go out and do it again. So, Tamar, bye. Tamar, I don't understand why she don't get full wigs. I don't like why her wigs start back here. And my hair is coming out in the front. My hair is super thin in the top. So I can relate, Tamar. Which is why if I was to do a wig, I'm going to do a full wig, a full frontal, everything going to be covered. I don't need no hair out. Especially if the hair thin and barely hanging on. I don't know why her wigs start back here. She try to lay them edges down. Girl, the edges are barely there. Just have on a full wig and a full lace thing like the rest of your sisters. I don't get it. But anyway, beautiful woman, very talented. So yeah. Tamar don't like Craig and Craig don't like Tamar, I guess. I don't think Craig has an issue with Tamar. I think it's Tamar. She just don't like critiques. And I think she don't like it because Craig is in the inner circle. They're not personal friends, but Madison and Tamar are super close. And Madison and Craig are super close. So Maddie is always going to be in the middle in that situation. Let me see. Tamar Tawanda keep harping. My sisters, I just wish my sisters was there for me. My sisters. And I know Tracy would be there for me if she was here. Tracy cussed you out the last few scenes of Braxton Family Values. But they made up and I guess. But Tawanda, girl, we didn't know back then, but some of this is karma. You have been there for your sisters. You have, and you've worked your tail off for your sisters, especially Tony. You absolutely have. But all of y'all have done things for each other as family. And it's a lot of stuff that we have found out about you, sis. So some of this is, you just got to take it with a grain of salt. Okay? And also, it's not fair that Tony is always forgiven for not showing up, but Tamar never is. Tony can do whatever she wants to do, and it's fine. Tony can never show up for any of y'all, and she usually don't, and it's fine, but Tamar can't. Tamar must be there. But then it's like you want Tamar there just to what? Embarrass her? Show out on her? Make her look bad? What's going on? What else is going on? I think that's it. So we get to the table scene. Trina looked very cute at the table scene. And as soon as Trina got there, Tawanda started asking her, could you hand me some salt? Because she's engaged. Everything is she's engaged. Trina says she can't move. It's too tight what she got on. I was like, yeah, Tawanda bosses Trina around. I know that scene was a joke. But in general, in my mind, Tawanda bosses Trina around. And Trina just let her, I feel. Yeah, Tawanda's a strong personality, for sure. Tony and Tamar get there. They talk about the trip, and this whole matron of honor thing. I think there could have possibly been some confusion on Tamar's part because Tony and Trina both say that they all got sent the same invitation of everybody's going to pretty much be the maid of honor. The ladies of honor is what Tawanda called them. But Tamar insists that she got sent the maid of honor. Maybe Tamar misunderstood it. It is confusing and silly that Tawanda all of a sudden want to make up her own rules. And when it comes to positioning people at weddings and what you call them and stuff. So I don't know. Or maybe Tawanda just had bad intentions the whole time. As it pertains to Tawanda. As it pertains to Tamar Esteen. So that was crazy. But they started to get into it. Tamar said that she was released of her duties of being a maid of honor and said that you didn't want me there. And Tamar was just like, well, Tawanda said you wasn't supposed to be there or you didn't want to come or whatever. Tamar said, oh, well, I didn't want to come because y'all sent me a cease and desist and tried to stop my business and whoop de whoop. Tamar's mad because they gave the lawyer her address and stuff. And it just went downhill pretty much from there. And we're going to see in a couple of days what's actually going to happen. It's just bad. The family is bad. Like, it's horrible. It's horrible. And Toni tried to deflect, as I've said. She tried to say that Tamar wasn't there for her. She tried to flip it to make it seem like Tamar said that you were never there for me, Toni, which was not what Tamar said. Tamar said, you didn't have my back when it came to the cease and desist and this information. And you're sitting up and trying to act like you don't know what's going on. When Toni is the most busy Braxton. However, Tawanda and Trina be giving you the tea all the time. Y'all probably talk every day. So please. Tamar is the one that's left out in this situation. But you can't feel that bad for Tamar because Tamar is messy and got... It's a mess, but it's entertainment for us. With that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google+. Follow me at @ItSkinsWord Instagram and Twitter, at @ItSkinsWord89 on Snapchat, Chesking on Facebook, MrChalaki on Cash App, PayPal, TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. I'll see you guys later. Bye.